Hi everybody, this is Brian Koo with another ROK video. And when I woke up on day 2 of this very big Siege of Orleans war, I was greeted with a situation that would make anyone who is a fan of city zeroings very happy. My alliance had already gotten to work. We were burning flags that the enemy had built the day before, and we caught a number of players from 1818 off territory. We were burning territory from their farm alliance, and a lot of players from their main alliance ported over here to fight, didn't change alliances, and then forgot that they were off territory and apparently logged off the game, because we got a lot of unexpected city zeroings from some very strong players very early on in this war. You know, this was literally day 2 of the war. I had fought for 24 hours straight on day 1. Then I got a good night of sleep, and we were back at it again here. And here I am fighting off some of their open field as Eli's Tariq Pakal rally heads towards Singer City. And you'll notice here that it's taking me quite a long time to sad face any of these marches. And as I was doing this, I just thought to myself, this must be a very big whale, and it is a very big whale. It's a 167 million power player, because I'm not getting targeted at all by this player, and yet it's taking me quite a long time to bring his marches down to 0. But I was over here fighting in the open field while my teammates were rallying and then swarming Singer City against this Theodora garrison. And we would get a full 0 here on Singer on the front lines. And at the same time, another rally was coming in on this Fleet Crasher city right next door. It's a Nevsky Joan rally, and we were taking this opportunity to get a lot of kill points, potentially take out some very good players on the enemy team. And this was just an unexpected, kind of weird situation, because this war was far from over, and we just caught a number of players out all at once. Like, it kind of makes sense that, you know, maybe one person could make a mistake and forget they're off territory. But in this case, it was a number of players who we caught off territory. Fleet Crasher was not one of them. Fleet Crasher was baiting that rally and threw up the shield as soon as the rally was over with. Here's some of my reports against Cigar Dom in the open field. I did get some very, very good trades. 6-to-1 trades, 10-to-1 trades against Cigar Dom, because even though he was a whale who clearly had very good gear, he didn't target me at all, so I just had absolute free reign to get some pretty good trades there. But you can see from the map that we are sort of we're in the back lines. We're on our side of the map, and we're just cleaning up some of the territory that the enemy was able to build in safety the day before. Here's another city that we zeroed, Dragon Haku. There were 2 rallies on this city, and then we finished Dragon Haku off with some swarming, and they were clearly caught by surprise, because absolutely no one in this game wants to be defending their city with an XY garrison. And then here's going to be some of the reports for those city rallies. Eli did 1 million dead to Singer, coming close to finishing Singer off. And I will also be able to show you the rallies on Dragon Haku here in a second. Here's the first rally on Dragon Haku City, Hangman's cavalry rally, filling up the hospital there, getting a very good trade. And here is the first rally on Singer City. Again, it was Hangman doing work with cavalry, putting 500k dead in the hospital, or doing 500k dead, as well as filling up the hospital with another 400,000 severely wounded. So it was just a very interesting spot where, you know, a ton of 1818 cities were off territory. Some of them were truly off territory and not paying attention. Others, like Cigar Husky, knew they were off territory and was just very content to sit here and take rally after rally. And Husky did, in fact, sit here for over an hour and took many, many rallies. Husky's a 125 million power player, so they did have troops to spare, and this was a hard city to rally, but with a Xeno YSS garrison on the wall, we were willing to rally that thing, and we would do it a number of times. So this is where the real battle was happening. You know, we were south of here cleaning up some territory, but the real battle was happening right in the middle of Ile-de-France at this bridge with the river that just runs right through the middle of the zone. And on their side was the bulk of the 1818 army. You're seeing their king here, Cigar King, leading the rally. And it was our allies in 1718 who were fighting at this bridge. And the fight stayed at this bridge for, I think, 4 or 5 days, ultimately. And these two alliances really did bog each other down at this bridge. Neither team really made much of any progress. The day before, on day one of this KvK, 1718 did get past this bridge and push onto the other side, but sometime while I was asleep, 1818 pushed them back to the river, and this is where the fight stayed. And what really happened in this war is that these two alliances bogged each other down at this exact spot, while our alliance, 770, we were elsewhere on the map making a lot of progress. As this is happening, we were in the other Zone 6 terrain, we were flagging and gaining territory there, and we were also south of here cleaning up their territory and progressing towards 1903's level 5 pass that they had entered the zone with. So while there was a real fight happening at the bridge, we were taking care of business, zeroing even more cities. Here's Eli's rally on Drunken Dane, who is from the Lost Alliance, which is Kingdom 1903, and they were 1818's main allies in this war. And I'm not sure exactly what power Drunken Dane started at, but ultimately we would do 1.7 million deads to him just from rallies alone. Here's that report from Eli there. There would be at least 2 more rallies that I have reports from. But we caused about 1.7 million deads from rallies, and then we did a number of other deads by swarming him later on. Probably another 500,000 deads or so. Here we're hitting another 1818 city, RJ Weebu. I don't have a report for this one, but you see that we're just finding so many 1818 cities who are off territory, who are able to be rallied, and we ended up getting some pretty good trades for it. It's not like they were all baiting us. They were just legitimately offline, and we filled up their hospitals, and then the dead train began. So Drunken Dane's all-time power high was 103 million. I don't know if that was during this KvK or not, but when it was all said and done, Dane would go down to 59 million power. He probably got some of that back by clearing his hospital, but you know, this was like a very productive hour or so of hitting enemy cities and taking some people out of commission for the duration of this war. And you know, I'm not really sure what happened. I don't think that 1818 had lost many wars before this one. You know, they have 6 stars, and my guess is they've probably only lost, you know, 1 or 2 wars before, and they might have just lost those, you know, before they became the really strong army that they are today. And it's entirely possible. There's the shield by Dane. But it is entirely possible that 1818 got a bit flustered by the first 24 hours of this war. And it really is, in a long, close war like this one, you really don't know who has the advantage until you've done an entire 24-hour cycle. And I think in this particular war, we probably had the stronger army for about 16 hours of the day, and the enemy had the dominant army for about 8 hours of the day. And that's not a guarantee that we were going to win, but it makes life a lot easier when you have the ability to win the fights for 2/3 of the 24-hour clock. So here's Benz fighting Cigar Husky. Benz rallied Cigar Husky over and over again. Cigar Husky took all these rallies. It reminded me of a concept called street poker back from my online poker days, where essentially two players are playing heads up and they engage in an unspoken agreement that they're both going to play more aggressively than normal. And I think in this particular instance, both teams just decided to play a little bit of street poker, or in this case, Street Rise of Kingdoms, where we were just going to be more aggressive than usual. You want to take a city rally off territory, even though you have 3 million troops, even though we know you're online and you can clear your hospital. All right, we'll rally you anyway. Let's just see what happens. Let's both take a bunch of deads. And, this is the trade between Benz and Cigar Husky. Cigar Husky's taking less deads, but he's filling up his hospital. We're winning the power battle. And, this is the one issue with the Zenobia city garrisons, is that because it has such a big heal, it causes the rallies to last a lot longer, and you end up filling your hospital up every single time. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you'd enjoyed it. Throw a like on the video if you did like the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you all on the flip side.